I loved the original wave of classic space sets, which were released in the UK in 1979. I owned quite a few of them when I was a child, but stupidly got rid of them in my late teens. Fast forward a few decades, and when I emerged from my dark age, the first sets I wanted to buy again were my beloved space sets. Finally, a few weeks ago, I found a nice copy of 926, and the collection was at last complete, so let's take a look at them all. One of the smallest sets is 885 Space Scooter, a single-seater craft which is piloted by a red-suited astronaut. Small enough to be very swooshable in kids' hands, it's a simple build but looks great. "886 Space Buggy" ties with the scooter as the smallest set in the wave, which contains just 20 pieces. But the buggy certainly looks a lot smaller and a bit less impressive than its flying counterpart. The white-suited astronaut seems to be wielding a cool-looking space laser, so that makes up for it, I guess. Radar truck is set 889, comprising 29 pieces, and gives us a slightly larger land-based vehicle with a cool communications dish mounted at the rear. Next on the roster comes 891, the two-seater space scooter. It was known in the US as 442 Space Shuttle. The set only ever came with one astronaut, but I have found a second one to take the co-pilot's duties here. The set had 39 pieces and showed off two of the new three-way space positioning rockets which made their debut in this wave of space sets. Back on the surface of the Moon, Mobile Ground Tracking Station is set 894, or 452 in the US. It contains 65 parts. As well as towing another radar dish on a small trailer, the rear of the buggy opens up to reveal a control panel inside. Set 897 Mobile Rocket Launcher contains 76 pieces and is the smallest set to have two astronauts to operate the machinery. The rocket can be tilted to vertical on the back of its transport cradle, ready for launching a probe into the atmosphere. We take off again now for 918, one-man spaceship, an eminently swooshable craft with room for a red-suited pilot up front and some tools in the rear. This shows off the iconic colour scheme, light grey, blue and trans yellow. Lovely. "920 Rocket Launch Pad" comprises 186 pieces, including the much-loved moulded crater plate for its base. As well as the rocket launch pad and refuelling station, there's a control centre, another surface buggy and a fuel tanker. Once again, the classic colour scheme is to the fore. 924 Space Cruiser, given the set number 487 in the US, has 170 pieces which make up the middle sibling spacecraft, with an opening rear cargo compartment, plus a cargo container and forklift truck to load the cargo in the back. I always thought the nose of this one looked a bit stubby, but the rest is certainly very stylish. I owned all of the sets we've seen so far as a child, but the two largest of this wave always eluded me until many years later. 926 Command Centre was the last set I needed, and I spent a couple of years trying to find a copy in good condition without costing a fortune. Eventually there was one in Germany which fitted the bill, and it arrived just a couple of weeks ago. The last in the series is the big daddy of them all, 928. Apparently it was known as Space Cruiser and Moon Base in the UK at the time, but everybody now knows it as the Galaxy Explorer. It comes with the moon base on a moulded crater plate. The building actually looks a bit small and insignificant compared to some of the other buildings. The spaceship also has a landing pad, and it is the white whale set for many a space fan, new and old. Like the smaller 924, this large ship also has a rear cargo hold, which will fit another small buggy in the back. Hours of fun for everyone loading and unloading. Of course, you're all wanting to see what they look like set out together. So here is my 1979 moon base, complete with a few extra road and crater plates. It looks rather fab, and is all the sweeter for having waited 42 years to be completed. I'm not wanting to buy all of the subsequent classic space releases, but there are one or two sets which take my fancy, especially those with the old colour scheme, and I'm on the lookout for some of these, so the base will hopefully expand a little bit over time. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel so you can see new content when it is released.